because why not? All right, so have a seat. You can. Is there a song? It's a hip day. I feel like there's a song. You can sit on your mat. You can sit on yoga blocks. You can sit in a chair. You can sit up against the wall. Whatever is most comfortable for you. I'll head back there in a second. Once you decide what you're sitting on or not sitting on, make all of the necessary movements to get yourself settled. So, rocking shoulders side to side, wiggling hips. If you practice with yoga blocks and you've never sat on a yoga block, I invite you to try it. Give it a try. Let me fix my screen here and then I'll go have a seat. And again, you can make all and any of those movements that feel good for you. Necks, shoulders, hips, knees. Wiggle that body around, reminding it that it's yoga time. Make sure my phone is off before I go over there. Yes. Okay. All right. We'll take just a few more moments here to really kind of settle the body in physically. If you find that you are ready to come into stillness, I invite you to do so, but there's no rush to shift what you're doing. If you want to continue with some movement, please feel free to continue. And then as you feel ready, you can gently blink those eyes closed. Again, if a shoulder roll or a neck roll still feels good for you, feel free to continue. And then in your own time, I invite you to gently bring your focus over to your breath. You're welcome to keep your hands on your knees, thighs, or in your lap if you'd like. You're also quite welcome to draw a hand to your belly and a hand to your chest as we shift our focus to our breath. Whether you're sitting on something or just sitting on your yoga mat, make sure you root down firmly with those sit bones. Create your nice, tall, dignified spine, allowing the shoulders to relax. And if you're still continuing with those movements, I invite you to gently bring yourself into stillness so we can completely shift our focus over to our breath. As you inhale, breathe your torso into your hands, becoming buoyant through the rib cage and the belly. As you exhale, the chest and belly will contract back down, releasing and letting go. Full inhales into the hands. Full breath all the way out. 2 more just like that. Complete inhales. Complete exhales. Last one. Big breath in. Full breath out. I invite you here to draw your thumbs to heart center. Press those palms firmly together. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And if you have an intention for today's practice, I invite you to bring it to mind's eye here. If you don't have an intention that you brought with you tonight, that's okay. I invite you then just to stay in each breath, stay in each posture, and enjoy the flow as we go. With that intention in mind, let's take a full breath all the way in, expanding those arms up and overhead. As we exhale, send that intention out to the universe. Twice more, big breath in, expand those arms up and overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. One more time, big breath in, press those hands together overhead. And exhale to draw thumbs to heart center. Let's place that right hand on that right hip here. Inhale, left arm up and over. Keep your sit bones rooted as we exhale, side bend to the right. Take it only as far as you can here. Maintaining both sit bones on the ground, keep that chest open. One more breath in here. And a breath out. Inhale ourselves back to center, left hand to left hip. Pause right here as you exhale. And then as we inhale, right arm reaches up towards the sky. As we exhale, take that gentle side bend to the left. Keep both sit bones rooted here. Chest stays open. One more big breath in. Full breath out. We'll inhale to take right hand to right hip. And we'll pause right here for the exhale. We're gonna do that one more time on each side, everybody. I'll offer you to go a little bit bigger. So let's inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale, take our side bend to the right. Now you're welcome to keep your right hand on your right hip or drop your right hand to the mat, allowing that side bend to be a little bit bigger. Really root down through that right hand, but maintain your sit bones firmly pressed into the ground. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then we'll inhale to draw back to center. Take those hands to those hips here. Exhale to settle. And then last time, my friends, inhale, right arm up and overhead. Exhale, take our side bend to the left. Again, I invite you to stay here with that left hand or drop your left hand down onto the mat, allowing yourself to go a little further for this one. Sit bones stay rooted. One more big breath in. Full breath out. The inhale draws us back to center. Take those hands to those hips. And our exhale settles everything down. We'll make our way over to our tabletop position here. If you have any blocks or props in your way, you can shift them off to the side. As we get ourselves set up for our tabletop position, spread your fingers wide, root down through all pads of all fingers and through all corners of your palm. Index fingers parallel to each other, knees are hip distance apart, toes tucked or untucked, whatever feels best for you. Let's inhale, relax the belly towards the ground. Lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Exhale, as we push the mat away, dome the upper back. Inhale, the belly relaxes towards the floor. Exhale, as we push the mat away. And then one more time, inhale, relax the belly towards the ground. As we exhale, push the mat away. Coming back to our neutral tabletop here, we'll set those knees a few inches behind those hips. Restack those shoulders over those wrists. So we're in a long table. Tuck your toes under. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, press through the balls of the feet to send the hips up towards the sky. Downward facing dog with a big bend in those knees here, everybody. So we want to work on sending those sit bones towards the ceiling. We want to work on using those hands to press the chest towards the thighs. And let's find 3 breaths here. One more breath. On your next inhale, extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. You can straighten that left knee as you do so. And then we're going to bend the right knee and fan open the hip. So super strong, engaged left leg, the plant leg. And then use your glute on the right leg to keep that leg lifted. Square off those shoulders. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. Then we'll inhale to square off those hips, extend that right leg behind you. Exhale back to downward facing dog. You can put a bend back in those knees. And then we'll switch it to the other side. Inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling. You can start to straighten that right leg as you do so. And then we'll bend that left knee, open up the hip. Pelvis is open to the left. Use your left glute to keep that leg elevated. Press firmly through that right leg as well. Square off shoulders. One more breath in. And a breath out. And then we'll inhale to square off those hips, extend that left leg behind you. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Then you can place a bend back in those knees or start to send those hamstrings behind you. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll send those hips a little higher. Take your baby steps here to the top of the mat. Coming into our forward fold up here once you arrive. Place as much of a bend in those knees as you like to here. Make sure that you have equal body weight, toes to heels in your forward folds. And then we'll draw our hands to our shins. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale to fold forward. Let's do that again. Hands to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Last time, hands to shins. Inhale, neutral spine. And exhale to fold all the way down. Let's press through both feet as we draw the torso all the way up. You can start to straighten your knees, extend those hips forward. As we inhale, our arms come up overhead. And as we exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's flow, my friends. Here we go. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale to fold forward, coming all the way down. Hands come to shins. Inhale to a neutral spine, halfway lift. As we exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to plant your hands on the ground, and then we'll step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. When you're ready, we'll inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling, square your hips off. As we exhale, step that right foot forward, drop your left knee down, coming into our first low leg lunge of tonight's practice. Right knee is on top of that right ankle here, that right foot points forward. Back knee is down. If you want to put a blanket under that back knee, you can. I prefer to tuck my back toes under, but that's up to you here. And then we want to square those hips off. Draw that belly button up and in, shoulder blades down, reach those fingers up. Here we are, 3 breaths. One more full inhale here. As we exhale, left hand touches the ground, right fingers to the sky. Let's enjoy the twist. If you'd like to start to open up that right shoulder here, you can make some big circles with that right arm. That's up to you, your choice here. 2 more big breaths. 1 more breath, inhale. As we exhale, unwind and touch the ground. The back knee will lift, and then we'll step ourselves back to find downward facing dog. Taking a full breath in and a big breath out. And then when you're ready, inhale your left leg up towards the ceiling, square hips here. Exhale to step that left foot forward, drop that right knee down, coming into our low leg lunge on the left side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle here, back knees down. So if you need a blanket, that's okay. My back toes are tucked, but that's up to you. Draw that belly button in, draw this femur bone into the hip socket, fingertips up. Here we are, 3 breaths. One more full inhale. As we exhale, right fingers touch the ground, left fingers to the sky. Here's our twist. If you want to open up that left shoulder, you can take some big shoulder circles, but that's up to you. 2 more big breaths. 1 more full inhale. As we exhale, unwind and touch the ground. Back knee will lift, and then we'll step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Let's take a full breath in. Big breath out. Let's inhale ourselves forward to a high plank here, everybody. Shoulders are over those wrists. Draw that belly button up and in. Keep those fingers spread nice and wide. Take another inhale. As we exhale, drop those knees down. Send those shoulders a bit forward to the wrists. Come down onto your chest. Untuck your toes. Draw your shoulder blades together. Elbows start to work together. Take a full inhale, baby cobra. And then as we exhale, you're always welcome to come through tabletop or go right up to downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale. Full exhale. When you're ready, we'll send those hips a little higher. Take those baby steps or a big step up to the top of the mat. Forward fold with as much of a bend in those knees as you like. Draw hands to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold down. Press through both feet to draw that torso all the way up. Expand those arms up and overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Feet are hip distance apart, everybody. Hands on hips. Let's drop down into our modified chair pose to start to fire up those quads. So as you look down, you should be able to see your toes. Our feet are apart, so our knees also have to be apart here. Draw your belly button up and in. Neutral spine, shoulder blades are back and together here. And then you can keep your hands on your hips. You can take thumbs to heart center, or you can sweep those arms up and overhead. 3 breaths. One more full inhale. And a big exhale. And then let's press through those feet to stand all the way up. Full breath in. As we exhale, fold forward, coming all the way down. Hands come to shins. Inhale to our neutral spine, halfway lift. As we exhale, put as much of a bend in those knees as you need to plant those hands. We'll step back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Let's inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling here, finding those nice square hips. As we exhale, step that right foot forward, back knee stays lifted, everybody. We're coming up into our full-size crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana here. Right knee's on top of that right ankle. Press firmly through the ball of the back foot here. Do what we can to square and level those hips. So if you need to use your hands to figure out where your hips are, that's okay. Draw that belly button up and in. Shoulder blades are down. Fingertips are up. Sink into this one. Find your breath. One more full inhale. Stay here for your exhale. And then we're going to interlace those hands behind the lower back here. Press your thumbs into your lower back. Draw your shoulder blades together. That's going to bring your chest a bit forward. We're not going to fold forward on this one, my friends. We're just going to start to open up our shoulders a little bit. Keep the heels of your hands together. You can stay here if this is enough for your shoulders, or start to send your knuckles down towards the mat, straightening the elbows. Front side of the shoulders are opening up here. Triceps are activated here, staying in those legs. Take one more breath. And then we'll release the hands. Inhale, arms up and overhead. We'll exhale to fold forward here and step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and a full exhale. And then when you're ready, inhaling that left leg up towards the ceiling, nice square hips here. As we exhale, step your left foot forward, back knee stays lifted, finding a full-size crescent lunge on the left side. Same alignment cues, left knee's on top of that left ankle. Whoops, square and level those hips here. Press firmly through the ball of the back foot. Draw that belly button in. Shoulder blades down, here we are. Sink into those thighs here, everybody. 3 breaths. One more breath. And then again, we're going to interlace those hands behind the lower back. Pressing your thumbs into your sacrum here, heels of the hands together. Roll your shoulder blades back. So knit your shoulder blades together here. And then you can stay here. Front side of the shoulders are opening. Activate that belly button. You can send those knuckles towards the mat if you want to give that a try. Find your breath. And then we'll release the hands. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale to frame that front foot. We'll make our way back to find downward facing dog. Taking a full breath in. Big breath out. Inhaling ourselves forward to a high plank here. Everybody, shoulders over wrists. As we exhale, drop your knees down. Take those shoulders forward. Come down to the chest. Shoulder blades roll together. Baby cobra maintains a bend in the elbows. Full cobra starts to work towards straighter elbows. Shoulder blades knit together. Inhale. And then as we exhale, you're welcome to go through tabletop or go right up to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. We'll send those hips a little higher. Come up to those tippy toes. Walk, step, or hop up to the top of your mat here. Forward fold on your exhale. And then hands drop to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Press through both feet to draw that torso all the way up. Expand those arms up and overhead. Big breath in. And exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana, bring those feet together, everybody. Full-size chair pose, Utkatasana. Sitting it back and down. As you look down, you should be able to see your toes here. Hips should be square, neutral spine, activated belly. Shoulder blades knit together. Hands are always welcome on hips. Thumbs to heart center or sweep those arms up. 3 breaths. One more breath, my friends. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to press through those feet to stand all the way up. Don't fold forward just yet. Inhale. Exhale, thumbs through heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana, interlace those hands behind the lower back. Again, everybody, thumbs into your sacrum. Separate your feet to hip distance. Heels of the hands stay together. Roll shoulders back, chest forward, inhale. As we exhale, start to fold forward. Now, if this is uncomfortable, you can unhook your hands and come into ragdoll. If you want to stay here, you can stay here. Allow your head to drop heavy. If you want to work the shoulder opener here, you can start to send your knuckles away. Try as much as you can to keep the heels of your hands together. Now, of course, we get a lot more range of motion if your hands come apart, but that's not as safe for those shoulders. So press your heels of your hands together, and then you can start to work away. If you don't like this, my friends, you can always drop your hands to the ground, grab opposite elbows, put a bigger bend in your knees, right? So all of those options are so welcome. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then wherever your hands are, unhook them, draw them to your shins for a halfway lift. Here's our inhale, neutral spine. And then as we exhale, plant those hands firmly. Let's take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Taking a full breath in. And a big breath out. We'll inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling when you are ready. Square hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Back knee stays elevated. Coming up into our full-size crescent lunge again, my friends. On the right side, work through all of your alignment cues. Squared hips, active belly, active thighs. Press through those feet. 3 breaths here. One more breath. We're going to interlace those hands behind the lower back again, everybody. Big shoulder openers here, my friends. Shoulders back, chest forward. Take an inhale. As we exhale, this time we're going to take the chest over the front thigh. If you'd like to work those hands away from your body, you can. But again, as we said in the last pose, keep the heels of your hands together. Find your breath. One more inhale. And your exhale. And then we'll unhook those hands. Frame that front foot here. Keep your left hand planted, right fingers to the sky. Take our twist. If you'd like to drop your back knee down like we did earlier, you can, or keep that back knee up. Cool. One more big inhale, my friends. As we exhale, frame that front foot, and then we're going to shift both hands to the inside of that right foot. Take that right foot out to the right, coming into lizard lunge, a nice little hip opener right here. So your back knee can stay lifted, or you can drop that back knee down. Our left hip will tend to drop towards the ground here. So we want to work towards keeping those hips activated. To do that, it's going to help to engage your inner right thigh. Right foot is flat. Hands are down. You can drop down to forearms if you want to. You can keep that back knee up, right? Lots of options here. Let's take 3 breaths. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to heel toe that right foot in a little bit so you can frame it. Plant those hands firmly. Take a big breath in. Exhale to step yourself back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out, my friends. Here we are. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. when you are ready. We'll inhale that left leg up towards the ceiling, nice square hips here. As we exhale, step that left foot forward. Back knee stays lifted. We come up into our full-size crescent lunge on the left side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Work through all of your alignment cues to get yourself set up here. Belly buttons in, hips are square, shoulder blades down. Here we are, 3 breaths. One more breath, let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll interlace those hands behind the lower back. Heels of the hands together, everybody. Roll your shoulders back, chest forward. Keep your legs engaged. Inhale. Exhale, chest over that front thigh. You can keep your knuckles, or your thumbs, attached to your lower back, or start to work those knuckles away. Heels of the hands stay together. Find your breath. One more big inhale. And exhale. And then unhook those hands. Right hand comes down, left fingers to the sky. Here's our twist. If you want that back knee to drop, please feel free to do so, or you can keep it lifted. Find your breath. Take one more inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll gaze down at those left toes. We'll drop both hands to the inside of that left foot. Heel toe that left foot out to the left here to find lizard lunge on the left side. So you start on your hands, right? You're welcome to drop your back knee down. Your right hip is going to want to dip towards the floor. So let's engage that left inner thigh here to try to square off those hips. You're welcome to drop to your forearms if you'd like to here. Back knee down or up. 3 breaths. One more big inhale. And a full exhale. And then we're going to heel toe that left foot in a little bit so you can frame it. Plant those hands firmly, breath in. Exhale to step yourself back. Downward facing dog. Press firmly through those hands. Chest towards thighs, everybody. Open up those shoulders in our downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. We'll inhale forward to a high plank here. Everybody, shoulders over those wrists. As you exhale, knees up or down, take it all the way down to the belly. Shoulders on the back. Baby cobra or full cobra. Take a breath in. Exhale through tabletop or go right up to downward facing dog. Full inhale here. And a big exhale. Send those hips a little higher. You can walk, step, or hop up to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Once you get up here, hands come to shins. Neutral spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Press through both feet to draw that torso all the way up. Expand those arms up and overhead. Breath in. Exhaling, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Bring those feet all the way together if they're not already there. Dropping into chair pose. Utkatasana. We are building, my friends, right? So you should be able to see your toes here when you look down. Feet are together, inner thighs together. Hips are square. So we're going to activate this a little bit. Take one more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. Draw your hands to your heart center here. We're going to shift our body weight forward onto the balls of our feet and lift those heels up off the ground. And as we do that, our arms go to airplane position. So fingers reach towards the wall behind you. Palms face the floor. Stay here. When we shift to bring our arms into the front of our body, you're welcome to draw your thumbs to heart center or sweep your arms overhead. So as we do so, we're going to drop those heels down, thumbs to heart center or arms up overhead, chair pose. Inhale. And exhale. Body weight shifts forward onto the balls of the feet, arms reach back. For airplane arms, palms face the ground, heels off the ground. Fingertips reach behind you. Inhale. And exhale. Drop those heels down, reach those arms to heart center or overhead. Big breath in, chair pose. And exhale, quads are on fire, everybody. Here we go, one more time, shifting body weight towards the balls of the feet. Lift those heels up, fingertips reach behind you, palms facing the floor. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Then we'll drop those heels down last time. Thumbs to heart center or reach those arms up. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Press those feet, stand all the way up. Oh my goodness, big breath in. Exhale to fold forward, coming all the way down. Beautiful job. Hands come to shins. Inhaling to a neutral spine, halfway lift. And as we exhale, plant those hands firmly. Let's take ourselves all the way back to downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 breaths, everybody. So if you'd like a child's pose, you're welcome to a child's pose for 3. If you're in child's pose, come on back up to downward facing dog. And then all of us from down dog, inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling, nice square hips here. Exhaling to step that right foot forward, pop up onto those fingertips to give yourselves a little bit of space, and then we're gonna pivot that left foot down, creating warrior 2 in the lower body. Press firmly through both feet as we draw that torso all the way up, warrior 2 on the right side. So if you have to shift your feet a little bit, that's okay, no problem here. Right knees on top of that right ankle, those right toes continue to point to the top of the mat here. Press firmly through the outer edge of your back foot. Very often, our back hip is up too high in this pose. So activate your inner thigh of your right leg, level off those hips. Belly button draws in, arms straight and strong, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2, right side. Find your breath. One more breath, my friends. Let's inhale. Let's exhale. We'll flip that right palm. Inhale to reach those right fingers behind us, revolved warrior. Keep pressing through this right leg. Stay in that thigh. And then we'll inhale back to warrior 2. As we exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left fingers to the sky. Side angle pose. So press your right forearm into your right thigh here. Chest and torso open to the long side of the mat. Keep pressing through the outer edge of your left foot. Your left fingers can stay up. You can hover your left arm above your ear. You can also tuck your left hand behind your lower back here. The back of your hand will make contact with your lower back. If you can take those fingers to that right thigh, go for it. Find your breath. One more full inhale, my friends. If your left hand is at your lower back, let's take it back to the ceiling. And then we're all going to gaze down at those right toes. We're going to turn this right into a standing split right from here. So gaze down at your right toes. We're going to square off the shoulders, frame that right foot, and then you'll send your left leg to the sky. You can take your hands a little bit in front of that right foot now. Fingertips, blocks, or flat palms. Press firmly through that right leg. We want to keep plugging that right thigh bone into the hip here. We don't want our left hip point to open up to the left side, so try to square off your hips, even if that means you have to lower your left leg. Head is heavy. You can play with your balance, taking a hand or both hands to your right calf. 2 more breaths. One more breath. That left foot's going to find the back of the mat. Start to bend your right knee. Left leg reaches to the back of the mat. We're in a lunge with our hands framing our right foot. Take a breath in. Exhale to step yourself back. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And then when you're ready, inhale that left leg up towards the ceiling here, nice square hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward. Back knee stays lifted, come to your fingertips. Pivot our right foot down. So we've created warrior two in the lower body here. And then we press firmly through both feet to bring that torso all the way up. Virabhadrasana 2 on the left side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle here. Press firmly through the outer edge of that right foot. Your right hip might be up a little high here, so engage your left inner thigh to level those hips off. Arms straight and strong, here we are. One more breath. We're gonna flip that left palm, reach those left fingers behind us, revolved warrior. Take a full inhale. Big exhale. And then we'll inhale back to warrior two here. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right fingers to the sky. Parsva Konasana, side angle pose here. Press your left forearm into your thigh, right fingers to the sky. Stay in those legs. You can hover your right arm above your ear, or you can tuck your right arm behind your lower back for the shoulder opener. Find your breath. If that right arm is tucked, let's take that right arm back to the sky, and then we're going to turn this into our standing split. So gaze down at your left toes, square off hips and shoulders, so you'll frame your right foot first, send your left foot, send your right leg to the sky, and then you can take your hands just in front of those left toes. We don't want that right hip to be open to the right, so square the hips off, even if it means you have to lower the leg. And then you can play with your balance, one hand or both hands to the calf. One more breath. Starting to put a little bend in that left knee. Right foot finds the back of the mat here. We have found a lunge. Plant those hands, take an inhale. Exhale to step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Here we are. Take a breath in. And a breath out. The inhale draws us forward to a high plank, shoulders over those wrists here. Knees up or down, you're welcome to drop down to the mat, or chaturanga low push-up. Rolling over those toes, upward facing dog or cobra. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, send your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths, everybody. If you'd like a child's pose to reset, you can take it. Now if you're in child's pose, come on back to downward facing dog. We'll take pigeon today, everybody, because we talked about it earlier. So let's inhale our right leg up towards the ceiling here, square hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Walk your right foot over to the left. Drop your right shin down, drop your back knee down. So as you get yourself set up here, right knee is wider than the right hip. It's going to give your low back some space here. That shin, front shin does not have to be parallel to the short edge of the mat. We just don't want this heel to be all the way into the pelvis, all right? So we don't want to roll over onto that right butt cheek. We want to square off those hips as much as we can. Activate both legs here, so engage your inner thighs. My inner thighs are not engaged. Now they're engaged more. That brings my hips up off the ground, but it helps to level me. And then from there, you can drop your hands down. You can start to wiggle that left leg behind you to get your pelvis closer to the ground. Straight line from the left hip to the right foot. And then you're welcome to stay upright. You can fold forward if you want to fold forward. You can also take the quad stretch if you want to do that tonight. So plant firmly through that right hand, bend your left knee, reach back with the left hand to grab the foot. Option, you don't have to go here, this is optional. Wherever you are, we have 3 more breaths. If you have the back foot, gently release that foot. If you have folded forward, start to bring that torso back up again. And then all of us are going to plant those hands nice and firmly, spread those fingers wide. Back toes tuck under, lift your back knee, take a breath in. As we exhale, stepping ourselves back to down dog split, right leg to the sky. Square off your shoulders, square off your hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Then when you're ready, we'll inhale our left leg up towards the ceiling, square hips. We'll exhale to step it forward, walk your left foot over to the right. Drop your shin down, drop your back knee down, setting up for pigeon pose on the left side. Left knee's out wider than the left hip. We, again, don't want to roll over onto that left butt cheek. Come back to center, engage your inner thighs. That's going to lift your pelvis away from the ground, but it's going to square your pelvis off here. Keep that inner thigh engagement. You can start to scoot that right leg behind you a little further to get a little closer to the ground. Look at that. Straight line from the right hip to the right foot, and then you can stay upright. You can fold forward. You can take the quad stretch. If you go for the quad stretch, plant your left hand firmly, bend your right knee, reach back with the right hand to grab the foot. Find your breath. If you have the foot, gently release that foot. If you have folded forward, start to press your torso upright here. Let's everybody plant those hands, spread those fingers wide, back toes tuck, lift your back knee. Then we'll step ourselves back to down dog, split left leg to the sky. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Left leg comes down to downward facing dog. And then an inhale takes us forward to our high plank. Last time, everybody. Knees up or down, take it to the belly, or Chaturanga Dandasana, low push-up. Chest through, shoulders on an inhale. As we exhale, send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. We'll send those hips a little higher. You can walk, step, or hop up to the top of the mat. And then we're gonna bend those knees. Hands or forearms around shins. We're gonna take it all the way back onto our backs, everybody. Let me scoot down a little bit here for you. So we can make those circles with those knees if you like, one way and the other way. And then let's plant those feet here. Arms can come out to the side or overhead. We're gonna take our left ankle across our right thigh. So we have a nice big figure 4 shape. Left ankle across right thigh. Take a full inhale. As we exhale, those legs are going to fall to the right. So our twist goes to the right first. The bottom of your left foot can find the floor on the right side. So we still have the big figure 4 shape, even though those legs are off to the side. And then you can start to draw that right knee closer to your right armpit if you need a different stretch variation. 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, gently inhale those legs back to center here. And then we'll unhook that left foot. You can rock your knees side to side. Then we'll reset back to center. Again, arms can come out to the side or overhead. Then we'll take our right ankle across our left thigh. Big figure 4 shape in those legs here. Take a full inhale. As we exhale, let those legs fall over to the left. Bottom of the right foot finds the floor on the left side. And then you can adjust the stretch here by drawing your left knee closer to your armpit or further away. One more breath, my friends. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll inhale back to center. Gently unhook that right foot here. You can rock those knees side to side. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. And then when you're ready, draw those knees in towards your chest. Reach in between those thighs to grab onto toes, arches, or ankles for happy baby pose. Try to keep your tailbone nice and long here, everybody. Lots of space between the back of your thigh and your calves and your heels. Nice little hip opener here. If you find this pose challenging, you can shift your hands to your calves or your knees to find a better variation for yourself here. You don't have to grab your feet. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then draw those inner thighs together. Send your heels up to the ceiling, toes towards your face. Just take a moment here. Hands on your belly, maybe a hand on your heart. Take a pause and a breath. And then if you like this posture, you can keep your legs up towards the ceiling if you want to. You can point and flex your feet if you want to. You can take yourself over to the wall and take legs up the wall if that's where you'd like to go today. Or any other postures that you need to finish out your practice tonight. We will meet in just a few minutes here in Shavasana, so take your time with whatever poses you want to finish out with today. Nice job, Hayden. Very good. If there's a transitional posture you'd like to take, my friends, please feel free to do so. If you'd like to play with legs up the wall and you haven't yet made your way there yet, please feel free to head over to the wall for that restorative posture. If your body tells you it is ready for corpse pose, Shavasana pose, we will honor the body, extending those legs long. Arms can take up as much space as you prefer. Head, hips, and heels are heavy on the mat beneath you. And then as you feel ready, take a big breath all the way in. Exhaling into the support of the earth beneath you. and enjoy this time of full Shavasana. Let's take a big breath all the way in and a full breath all the way out. Gently beginning to wiggle those fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and ankles, and gently rocking your head side to side. I invite you, if you're ready, to extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toe tips. Taking a big breath all the way in. As you exhale, gently draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your hands or your forearms around your shins. Give yourself a great big hug. Making your way, if you are ready, over to your favorite side in a fetal position. We'll take a moment of pause in this posture as we always do. Allowing ourselves to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to press you up to a comfortable seat. Drawing thumbs together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed, your choice here. And we'll close out our time together with one more big breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Namaste and kittens. Yay. I hope you liked it. Wonderful job. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I will see you soon. I'll see you Friday.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, loves.